There are just over 630 inmates here at the Langata Women's Prison. 63 of them are foreigners, 30 of whom are in for drug-related cases. Of the 3 I'm about to speak to, 2 are in for life. What about you? How is it that you came to Kenya?
I came from South Africa, all the way from Peru, and I was arrested at JKI. I was arrested and charged with drug trafficking.
As much as I hear, coming from all of you, you've left your families, you'd rather serve your sentences at home where you can be closer to the people you love and get the help that you need. Here's a bit of a tough question. There was a crime that was carried out here. For whatever reason, everyone has their reasons. I think in Shella's case, to some extent, Catherine's, and you can confirm this, Shella insists that she was set up. Catherine, I don't know whether you've owned up to the fact that you did have a drug-related case. You weren't set up, you knew what you were doing. Yes. And the same thing with you. How does that then, someone might be thinking, but you knew what could happen. You knew that you were carrying out an offense that has very heavy consequences. Had you not thought about that before you carried out the offense and then got caught? What was going through your mind when you were carrying out this offense?
Okay, frankly speaking, before you get yourself into trouble, you will not. Maybe you've had there are consequences, but you will not know the gravity of the consequences that you make when you carry out this case. And what I see with my case, or even my fellow colleagues, before somebody sets out to do this kind of crime, it's not that because you really want. There must be something that has pushed you to do this kind of crime. So you're like, let me try it. Maybe we have kids to look after, we have whatever. There's a lot of forces that are pushing you to do this. Mm-hmm. But I won't say it is the right thing that we should have done. After getting myself here, I've realized that I can make it without having to commit a crime, So by the time I was coming here, I was like, other people have tried and made it. Let me try and make it. But at the end of the day, I found myself here. So it's not like I cannot say that. As for me, I will not say that what I did was right. Yeah. What I did was really, really wrong. And I wouldn't want anybody else to do it. Because at the end of the day, you're saying, I'm struggling for my kids. I want them to have a good life. But then, what about these other kids who take these drugs that most probably I've brought in? What about now I've left my kids for the last 7 years. My last baby was 1 year and 8 months when I left him. He doesn't even know me. So what have I helped him? You understand? So at the end of the day, this crime it's this whole thing, whether drug crime or whichever crime it is, there's no benefit in crime. This way of getting a shortcut to do things in a quicker way, to get this quick money. At the end of the day, you have to pay for it. It's expensive. Yeah, and that is why the only thing that I would say, or the only appeal I can make is, yes, I know this is a case that I've been charged for, and right, it's only by God's intervention that maybe I'll be delivered out of this place. But the only thing is that if only there was a chance. And regarding because I come from Uganda, regarding this issue we have about the East African community and a lot of stuff that is going on, we read in the newspapers, we hear, if only, my appeal is, if only I would be put back to home, I serve in my country, so I can only be able to get a relationship with my children, get a relationship with my family, that, believe me or not, I'll never complain because I know what I did. And before I did this, I really didn't know the gravity of you're just being selfish. You're looking at your own side. I'm looking at these drugs. I want this money. You're looking at yourself. You're not looking at these other people who have taken these drugs. You're not looking. You don't know what it is like. It hurts, and it's so sad because I wouldn't want my kids to do that. I wouldn't want my kids to take these drugs. Really, I wouldn't want to. So at the end of the day, if I would only get closer to them, so that by me being in prison, my kids have suffered even more because I've deprived them of a mother's love. The most important days of their lives, they've never seen me. Their birthdays, I'm not there. When they close school, when they open school, maybe they need some mother hug. It's not easy because it's quite expensive for them to move from Uganda to come.
Who do they stay with now?
They stay with my mother.
Okay.
Yeah, they stay with my mom.
Is it the same for your children? Are they?
I only for my husband, retired.
All right.
Only my children.
Okay.
my 7 children.
You have 7 children.
4 girls and 3 sons. So I appeal this government, Kenya government, please give one chance. Say, I hope this power of mercy release me.
Who are your children with?
My children, they're just all by themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're older?
But you know, even if a son or a child is big,
they're still your child.
It's still your child.
What were you doing before? What kind of work did you have when you were in Uganda? What were you working as before you?
I had a restaurant. I had a restaurant. I had a salon.
Okay. So you were a business owner?
Yes. Okay. But at the end of the day, frankly, it's greed. You know, at the end of the day, it's greed that will at times drive you to do some kind of crimes. You see, you can be able to feed yourself. You can be able to take care of your kids. You know, in a comfortable way, moderate way, but still you want more. You want more. So this urge that is driving you, greed. As for me, I would say it's greed that drove me to this.
What were you doing before?
The same.
You were a business owner?
Business owner, yeah.
Okay. And you still felt like there was the temptation to have more?
Because you see, like in my case, I used to own a boutique and I used to own a bar. So most of the times I used to go to Turkey, I used to go to China, around the world, just to buy some items, new fashion, whatever. And I've stayed for so long in South Africa. That was the time I got involved into this selfishness, just like my colleagues said.
Yeah. What do you do when you're here? What's your day like on a day-to-day basis? Take us through what you normally do.
We are always up by 6:30. I mean, we are already on parade and we've been counted and whatever. So you have your breakfast. Then by 7:30, we are in the industry. I work in the industry. I'm taking a dressmaking course. I'm actually having an exam in 2 weeks' time for my grade 2X dressmaking. I have done crocheting, and currently I'm the director of Crime Sipoa. We have a club called Crime Sipoa. Crime Sipoa is, and it means crime is not good. Yeah. So I'm currently the sitting director of Crime Sipoa. So I really have a very busy day because when we break off from the industry at noon, then between lunchtime and 2, I have to rush in, and then that's the time that we have for making that's when we do our work, you know, because it's not part of the industry. So we are a group of them, and all of them are in my group. So we do beadwork, we do knitting, we do farming, and we do catering. On Saturdays we make samosas, we make a variety of things. So I would say I have a busy day, and which is really good for me because it helps me so much, because I'll not have to stress myself, and then also I've learned a lot of all those stuff from here.
Crime Sipoa, do you do outreach outside of the prisons, or is it mostly confined within the prisons?
Right now we haven't had, we've not had wings, but we've coordinated with some ex-inmates, some of them that have been here and they've gone out. Like 2 weeks ago we had our real director, the pioneer member, who has gone out, and we are hoping that when some of the members have gone out, they'll be able to spread out the wings. But as for now, we are looking at having a website. We are looking at having a way of marketing our products, because we don't have any way of marketing our products. And the most interesting part of all this is that it helps us put our talents to work. It helps us to use our hands, you know, not to sit down and dream of going back to the crime. So like now I know how I can be able, if I'm released right now, I am able to do this beadwork. I'm able to sit down and do catering and do the samosas and the chapatis and do it very well. I'm able to knit. I'm able to do farming very well. And through that, I can be able to sustain myself and my kids. There's no way I can go back to drugs after this that I've learned here. The good thing is that the administration, the prison administration, Madam Olivia, her entire staff, they're very supportive of us who are in this club. So when we do this, whatever that we've done, we will show you, we sell. So when I was selling it, we sell it to the visitors that come to prison. So when they buy from us, this money goes directly to us. You understand? So
That's a way of supporting and sustaining yourself.
So,
okay.
But we do not use it here. We use it, they keep it for us. So when you're leaving prison, you're able to go home with some amount of money. You can able to start something on your own. You understand? And then maybe there could be even situations whereby maybe like my child doesn't even have school fees. So I can be able to apply and speak to the officer in charge, I'll speak to our patron and tell him this is this. And then the bank slips are brought and then they are able to pay for my child's school fees direct.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So these are the things that I have learned that I can be able to make it without rushing. The other side of, you know, prison, yes, is bad. Nobody would want to be in prison, but I'll tell you, I've learned what things that I never knew out there. Yeah. I know I can live a life without crime when I'm out of here, and I can be able to sustain myself because all the things I do not know. Yeah. I really hope you have time to come and check on our yes,
right.
yes.
Before I let you go, I'm sure by now you've learned some Swahili. I just heard you a few moments ago. Maybe say something to us in Swahili.
Okay. Vile niliingia hapa 2010, sikuwa najua Kiswahili yoyote. Na ilikuwa ngumu sana kucommunicate na wenzangu. Lakini sahizi uwezi kukaa muda mrefu na watu and then uwezi kuongea, lazima uongee na watu na muongeleshane. Kwa hivyo sahizi mimi Swahili najua, uwezi kunisengenya na Swahili naweza kuongea.